You're listening to Kevin McCullough Radio, breaking news as it happens, what it means, and, of course, why it matters.
Kevin McCullough, and here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obliterating confusion.
Amplifying truth.
And pursuing clarity.
Kevin McCullough, now.
Who should really be to blame for Hurricane Harvey? Believe it or not, this fool's errand is being discussed in the editorial pages. We'll discuss it. Plus, what will happen to your money because of Harvey? David Fischer is here to look at the markets. What is one NFL player doing that's inspirational? Why is a terrorist trying to profit off of Harvey? But we start with the president on tax reform.
Binge thinking.
Kevin McCullough.
Something interesting is happening with this.
Kevin McCullough, let me start with you.
I found this thing at townhall.com by Kevin McCullough.
The big dog has come out of nowhere.
Kevin McCullough,
I just want to help people think.
nationally syndicated radio host and author of No He Can't.
And he is playing the role.
As well as anybody could.
Kevin McCullough is a nationally syndicated radio host and author of No He Can't.
The odds are he's right.
It's Kevin McCullough Radio.
To those affected by this storm, we are praying for you, and we are here with you every single step of the way. And I can speak, I know, for the people in this room, every step of the way.
Moments ago, the president kicking off his big speech on tax reform, taking place in a very significant town, Springfield, Missouri, the birthplace of one KMC. So he was talking about, I didn't think he was going to mention me at all, but he said in the beginning of his speech, this is the birthplace. And I'm going, that's where I was born. But he added Route 66. Welcome, Kevin McCullough. Glad you're with us. Let's pick up on some of what he has already touched on in the speech. He said that what we have seen out of Hurricane Harvey is really showing off the best of America. Cut 3.
Before we begin, I'd like to take a few moments to discuss the deeply tragic situation in Texas and Louisiana. As we all know, our Gulf Coast was hit over the weekend with a devastating hurricane of historic proportion. Torrential rains and terrible flooding continue to pose a grave danger to life and to property. Our first responders have been doing absolutely heroic work to shepherd people out of harm's way, and their courage and devotion has saved countless lives. They represent truly the very best of America.
He went on to say that following his remarks about Harvey, that the tax code that he is there to talk about today really does demand that people take a look at, and we need to hold our public officials accountable to actually change it. Cut 4.
We're here today to launch our plans to bring back Main Street by reducing the crushing tax burden on our companies and on our workers. Our self-destructive tax code cost Americans millions and millions of jobs, trillions of dollars, and billions of hours spent on compliance and paperwork. And you have seen what's happening with regulations. They're going fast. We need regulations, but many of them are unnecessary, and they are going fast.
He went on to say that it is important to ease the tax burden for America because Americans are impacted by it. Cut 5.
In recent years, millions of Americans have watched that prosperity slip away in the rear view mirror, and it wasn't pleasant to watch, especially for me. I would sit back, I was in business, and I could see what was happening. Wasn't good. If we want to renew our prosperity and to restore opportunity, then we must reduce the tax burden on our companies and on our workers.
And in doing so, he says it's important that America is going to have to get to a new level of what we call the gross domestic product. Cut 6.
We just announced that we hit 3% in GDP. It just came out. And on a yearly basis, as you know, the last administration, during an 8-year period, never hit 3%. So we're really on our way.
That's a true statement, by the way. In the 8 years of the Obama administration, the economy never grew I think its highest amount was a little over 2% in 1 year, but it averaged about 1 to 1.5% over the course of the 8 years. And what the president also said, and I don't have a cut of it, he talked about how they have actually, there are European countries, there are other countries that get upset when their GDP drops to 7%. We haven't seen the top side of 3 in a while. And it's one of the reasons, friends, why you're sensing that the economy is moving a little bit better, why things are happening a little bit more fluidly than before. The economy is healthier, and there is more growth and productivity to it. He went on to say that none of this happens without Congress. Cut 7.
So this is our once-in-a-generation opportunity to deliver real tax reform for everyday, hardworking Americans. And I am fully committed to working with Congress to get this job done. And I don't want to be disappointed by Congress. Do you understand me? Do you understand? Understand. Congress. I think Congress is going to make a comeback. I hope so. Tell you what, the United States is counting on it.
That's a true statement. And he said that the tax code in America has to be competitive. Cut 8.
We need a competitive tax code that creates more jobs and higher wages for Americans. It's time to give American workers the pay raise that they've been looking for many, many years.
And friends, there's a couple of ways that happens with taxes. But before I explain that to you, let's now drop in live. We've kind of caught up to where the president is. Let's drop in live to the president as he is wrapping up some of his remarks.
With American hands, American labor, and American grit will once again be delivered throughout the world. That's true. True. It's time. Instead of exporting our jobs, we will export our goods. Our jobs will both stay here in America and come back to America. We'll have it both ways. Millions of struggling citizens will be lifted from welfare to work. They will love getting up in the morning. They will love going to their job. They will love earning a big, fat, beautiful paycheck. They will be proud again. That is the future I want for our people. That is the future I want for America. A nation where we are proud, prosperous, united, and free. Today, I am asking every citizen to join me in dreaming big and bold and daring things, beautiful things, for our country. I am asking every member of Congress, of which we have many with us today, to join me in unleashing America's full potential. I am asking everyone in this room and across the nation to join me in demanding nothing but the best for our nation and for our people. And if we do these things, and if we care for and support each other and love each other, then we will truly make America great again. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, so that's President Trump live, just concluding his tax reform discussion in Missouri, and you're listening to Kevin McCullough Radio. Let me just recount some of his assertions in what he's talking about there and tell you why what he's saying is true. Of course, there's this big tax reform proposal that they want to overhaul the entire tax code, make all of it more fair. As is so many presidents desire to do. But he referenced time and again the business element of this tax reform discussion. And this is the most important part. If you're observing the discussion about jobs and about the economy, you cannot get away from the reality that it is the people that employ other people that create those jobs. And so when small businesses who hire 3 out of 4 new workers in America. Every 3 out of 4 new jobs created in America is given to someone by a small business, not a major corporation, not a big, ivory tower kind of place. It's the mom and pop shop. It's the corner store. It's the startup, title brokerage company. It's the little guy that's trying to keep his shoe store alive. It's Main Street USA that creates the bulk of jobs. And right now, the current tax on small business is the same as large business in America. It's 35%. On the businesses that are operating. If you look at the civilized world across the globe, it is hands down the most penalizing tax code towards business creation in existence. And it's part of the reasons why those other countries have 7 to 9% GDP growth on a regular basis. If you drop that rate from 35% down to 15%, we'll go from being the most expensive place to start a business to the least expensive place to do so, or at least one of them on the world's face. What's that going to do? That's going to create an entrepreneurial wave that will encourage small businesses to hire more people. More small businesses will start up. More people will have a desire to run their own company than they've ever had before because the government won't be punishing them for doing so. In doing that, his assertion that more people will be taken off of welfare and put back into the job markets is an absolute truism. Anyway, President on tax reform. Just kicking us off today on Kevin McCullough Radio. Breaking news as it happens. Don't go away. Hi, Kevin McCullough. The last couple of weeks I had several people ask me about just my opinion on what's the best way to lose weight. And I said, guys, if you don't understand by now, when I talk about 20 to 40 plus pounds being guaranteed by my friend Dr. Kerry Skorsky and the Bay Ridge Holistic Healthcare team within 40 days, you're never going to get it. See, the thing is, if you want to lose weight, you need to have both the science and the knowledge behind your plan. And that's what Dr. Kerry Skorsky has. He's helped thousands of people overcome obstacles and able to lose the weight. And how do you know it works? Because he guarantees it. So call today. It's all natural. You rebalance your hormones, you reset your metabolism, you eat only real food, and there are every single thing that you do is doctor supervised. There's no hunger, no cravings, no drugs, no prepackaged foods. You're going to love this program. Call 844-THE-DIET, 844-THE-DIET, 844-THE-DIET. That's 844-THE-DIET, or go to anewyoufin40days.com.
Dear friends in Christ, the Reverend Michael Spurlock.
From the studio that brought you War Room and Miracles from Heaven comes All Saints, a new pastor's first assignment to close a struggling church.
I think God spoke to me. He wants us to save this little church by making the land into a farm.
From a seed of faith grows hope.
Look back where we started.
We are not where we started. We're somewhere completely new.
All Saints, starring John Corbett, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. Now playing. For tickets and showtimes, go to allsaintsmovie.com.
Where can you go for the finest jumbo white butterfly shrimp rolled in panko breadcrumbs and cooked to golden perfection? Only at Long John Silver's. Try the new panko butterfly shrimp. Wait, what? You want more? Well, for a limited time only, you could kick up the flavor with our sweet and tangy sauce. What could possibly top this? You could add a delicious deep-fried Twinkie for only 99 cents. Because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more. At participating locations, see store for details.
Futures and options trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Fire the stockbroker and hire yourself. I'm Larry Levin, and I've been on the trading floor for 23 years. I was one of the biggest traders in the S&P pit. I'm also the president of Trading Advantage, the leading educational firm teaching people how to become professional day traders. Now, for a limited time, I'm offering one of the trading techniques I use to make $1.9 million for free. Get started right now by calling 800-489-8876. Leave your email address on my voicemail, and I'll email you my free trading technique and daily insider's market report at no cost to you. This is the very information I use to build my fortune.
I was getting ready to retire. I still needed to make extra income, but I didn't want to work for anyone else. Because of Larry and his excellent instructors, I can trade successfully for myself, and I'll never have to work for someone else again.
Fire the stockbroker and hire the most dependable person you know. You. Again, call in the next 90 minutes. Leave your email address on my voicemail. 800-489-8876. 800-489-8876. 800-489-8876.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code THEMISSION.
And now, your Pathway Minute with Dr. Robert Jeffress.
Now, what is the breastplate of righteousness? For the Roman soldier, a breastplate was essential in battle. It was a large piece of molded metal that was put over the torso to protect the soldier's vital organs. And in the same way, Paul says we need to make sure before we go into battle with the enemy that we have that protection for the essential parts of our life. We cannot prevent temptations from coming into our life, but what we can do is create an atmosphere in our spiritual life that is inhospitable to sin. That is, by certain spiritual practices, we can make sure that when Satan and his demons try to tempt us, that they realize they are unwelcome and they move on to someplace else.
Pathway Minute is produced by Pathway to Victory. To access the Bible teaching of Dr. Robert Jeffress, go to ptv.org.
Breaking news as it happens. You're listening to Kevin McCullough Radio.
Sisters and brothers, it's been 16, almost 17 years since the horrific attacks of 9/11. And we still, as a community, find ourselves unprepared in so many moments. Why, sisters and brothers? Why are we so unprepared? Why are we so afraid of this administration and the potential chaos that they will ensue on our community? And we already saw their potential when they come out every few weeks. Muslim ban 1, Muslim ban 2, Muslim ban 3. They are relentless, they are persistent and consistent, and want to see how much we as a community can endure and want to see who our friends are.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I thought we were going to hear. That was Linda Sarsour, though, from a few months ago, and I think in the same speech as that soundbite is from, she didn't talk about the thing that I wanted you to hear, which was that it was their duty in the Islamic community, and for her as an Islamic radical terrorist herself, it's important that she completely resist the administration, that they completely resist the administration's desires to do things for the country, that in resisting the administration, it's the only way that they can really be true good Muslims. I play you that soundbite, friends. It's Kevin McCullough Radio. Thank you for being here. I play you that soundbite because as an Islamic radical terrorist, Linda Sarsour has a very distinct idea of what she is entitled to tell people to do about our country. So you have to, I don't know, scratch your head. I was sickened when I realized this, but there was a recent little bit of behavior from Linda Sarsour. And remember, this is the woman that the mayor's office in New York City refused to take off the speaking agenda for the graduation ceremonies at City University. So this woman is connected to radical Islamic terrorism. She's connected to our mayor. She's connected to our City University in New York City. And she said what she said at that Chicago conference on Islam, saying that, you know, you must resist America. Whenever America tries to tell you, you know, what you can and can't, you have to tell America no. Well, on the website called twitchy.com this afternoon, a post made it that is headlined, Linda Sarsour assigns blame for political fundraising. Now, why would Linda Sarsour be raising money for politics? Well, because she's an Islamic radical terrorist and she wants to see the radical Islamic viewpoint advanced. This is who she is. This is core to her being. She wants to see the West destroyed. She wants literally the Muslims in America to resist America while they are here. And she wants to take down President Trump. Well, she was blasted today on social media, and here's why. She decided to post a tweet on her Facebook page that said simply, donate to the Harvey Community Relief Fund. Harvey is the name of the hurricane that just decimated southern Texas. She puts up the hashtag Harvey. So on Twitter, you use the hashtag and the name Harvey. You're talking about exclusively the hurricane that just hit South Texas. You're not talking about your uncle named Harvey. You're not talking about someone else you know named Harvey. You're talking about Harvey the hurricane. And she put on her Twitter at 11:42 last night, donate to the Harvey Hurricane Community Relief Fund. She says in that in a link that was attached, your donation is vital to ensuring that we have the resources we need to organize and fight for Texans devastated by Hurricane Harvey. Together we will organize and advocate for our devastated communities, shining a spotlight on inequalities that emerge in the restoration of lives, livelihoods, and homes, amplifying the needs of hard-hit communities, and providing legal assistance for residents wrongfully denied government support. The only problem with Linda Sarsour's little scheme is that not a dime of it goes to anything reputable related to Harvey relief. It goes to, in fact, political action. It goes to the political action that her Islamic radical organization is in charge of. Seth Mandel, who is the editorial director for the New York Post, said on Twitter, "This is really unbelievably gross, even for Linda Sarsour. This is just so far over the line." Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you what Linda Sarsour, the radical Islamic terrorist who at one point said that if women did not wish to observe Sharia law as it pertains to women, they should have their female organs cut out of their bodies. That's how evil and disgusting Linda Sarsour is. And again, she was invited to speak at our City University commencement, and our mayor has embraced her. And this entire thing where she is saying, she organized the Women's March that was, shaking their fist at Trump, just a few days after he got elected. But at the Islamic conference in Chicago, she actually said, you should go far as to break the law. You should go so far as to resist America, resist the president. She decided to raise money for her view of radical Islam off of the generosity of people giving donations to try to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. That, my friend, is disgusting. It is sickening. It is pathetic. And I need to call it out because I don't want anybody to be confused about this. Not a dime of that goes to help anyone. But coming up, someone who is doing something to help his fellow Texans is a football player. Mary Catherine Ham from The Federalist tells us that story next. It's Kevin McCullough Radio. Hi, Kevin McCullough. It's summertime, and I know there's nothing tougher than deciding what you want to put on your grill for that next big barbecue or even for dinner on a weeknight. I've got a perfect couple of products for you to try. The new unmistakable Latin flavor of Campesino Salami Especial and Jamonita Campesino. The Sabao meat products are the company that put these out. The Campesino Salami Especial is a favorite blend of meats and spices. Tastes great. It's high in protein, gluten-free. The Jamonita Campesino is also a blend of salami and ham, also delicious and high in protein. They're perfect for grilling, sandwiches, or even salads. You can find these and any other products of Sabao meats at a supermarket near you, including BJ's, Costco, Jetro, Stop & Shop, and Sam's Clubs. Pick up Sabao meat products, and don't forget to listen to my show every Friday to hear the Sabao Meat Trivia Question of the Week, or head to am570themission.com for a chance to win a whole basket of these delicious grilling goodies. Remember, if you don't see their logo from the start, don't put it in your shopping cart. Sabao Meat Products, over 45 years of tradition and quality.
Take your faith to another level this year. How? By traveling on an all-inclusive and inspiring journey to the only place in the world where history and innovation unite. Experience Israel this November 1st to 10th. Come along with WMCA's Kevin McCullough and nationally known teaching pastor Sean Thornton. For 9 memorable days, we'll visit historic places like the Sea of Galilee, the Garden of Gethsemane, and the Dead Sea. Be there as the Bible comes to life and experience the sights and sounds of the places you may have only dreamt about seeing. What's more, this year marks a special year for Israel, the 50th anniversary of the City of Jerusalem. Be in the Holy Land to commemorate this significant occasion for the nation of Israel and the Jewish people. Your dream to visit Israel can be a reality this year. Make plans now to experience Israel, happening November 1st to 10th. For full cost and trip details and to register today, visit experienceisrael.com. That's experienceisrael.com or am570themission.com.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
What if job searching could be easy? Like, what if you could search for a job, research the company, and apply all on the same site? You can do that on Glassdoor. Want to know what a job pays before you apply? Want a job with a shorter commute? You can find that on Glassdoor. What about insider info from actual employees? Yep, you can find that on Glassdoor too. Plus, interview questions, CEO ratings, all on one site. So go to Glassdoor.com or download the app today. Glassdoor. Find the job that fits your life.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SE was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone wants the original, the authentic. And with a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the iconic luxury, unparalleled safety, and performance of Mercedes-Benz at a price you can afford. But just remember, only your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer has the skilled technicians to certify that your pre-owned vehicle is up to Mercedes-Benz standards. And only your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer offers an unlimited mileage warranty, so you can drive with confidence as far as you'd like for up to 5 years. There are pre-owned vehicles, and then there are Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned vehicles. Visit the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through August 31st and receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
What you need to know when you need it. It's Kevin McCullough Radio.
Earlier this afternoon, President Trump said in his address about tax reform that he was praying for the victims of Harvey. We continue to echo those sentiments as well, asking you to do things for good organizations that are doing things for the Harvey victims. Save the Children, of course, what Salem Media broadcasts and stations across the country. I encourage you to connect with. And my next guest has a story that has really touched my heart in the last 24 hours, not just because I'm a football fan, but I like to see when people use their platform for good. Mary Catherine Ham is the senior writer at The Federalist. She's also a CNN contributor. She's an editor at Bright, and she's also co-author of the book End of the Discussion, How the Left's Outrage Industry Shuts Down Debate, Manipulates Voters, and Makes America Less Free, now out in paperback. Mary Catherine, welcome back.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Let me ask you real quick before we get to your story in The Federalist today. Our friends over at Twitchy have reported that Linda Sarsour, the radical Islamic advocate who spoke at the City University commencement this year and was not denounced by our mayor and has ties to radical Islam in a number of ways, actually used Hurricane Harvey to attempt to raise money. Your reaction to that, Mary Catherine Ham?
Well, yeah, it sounds like she directly linked to a fairly political PAC as opposed to an actual charity doing work for victims.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure she'd make the argument that, we're definitely going to use this to help people of underserved communities. And it's like ridiculous. Can you imagine linking to a PAC when you're arguing that people should donate to the victims of a storm? There are plenty of good charities that actually do that work.
Right.
And a left-wing organizing outlet is probably not the best of them. It's insane.
Much less one that is an accomplice to radical extremist ideas. I mean, this is the problem that I think that it touches a lot of people viscerally with that. Let me shift gears to what you wrote about in the Federalist, and I encourage people to look at Mary Catherine's story, J.J. Watt's crowdfunding effort. Now, here in the New York area, there may not be a lot of people that know who J.J. Watt is, especially if they're not football fans. But what is the kind of true feel-good about this story, Mary Catherine?
Yeah, well, if you're a football fan, you certainly know J.J. Watt. He's one of these players who's incredibly charismatic. He's very good, one of the top defensive players in the league for the past 6 years in the NFL. Originally from Wisconsin, has played for the Houston Texans since 2011. And he's just a really good guy and a fun guy and a guy with a good attitude and a good sense of humor. And so he is not actually in Houston right now. The team, the Texans, is in Dallas. They went straight from their last preseason game in New Orleans to Dallas, and we're watching this go down on TV, while, by the way, some of their families and many of their friends are stuck in Houston.
I was about to say, some of their wives and kids are trapped down in the affected area. Exactly.
So J.J. Watt said he told the Weather Channel he was feeling sort of helpless and wondered what he could do, so he started a crowdfunding effort, and this is Sunday. The goal was $200,000, and it hit that in 2 hours, and it is now sitting above $5 million. The stories about the crowdfunding effort can't even keep up with the money flowing in. I wrote one last night, and it was at like 3.25, and by the morning it was at $5 million. So
right. Well, in fact, the headline in a lot of the social media feeds was, he's upped the challenge to $5 million. You click through to give a gift, and you see on the crowdfunding page that he's now up to $6 million is the goal, and he was above $5 million. And that was sometime early this morning. So this is good. And, in Katrina, you saw something not like this because I don't think we had the fundraising capabilities that we do now on the Internet.
No, not at that
time.
point.
But you did see the kind of legendary quarterback of the Saints, Drew Brees, at least rally resources and people and say, come to our city and help us. And, he made a big deal about helping his hometown. It's nice to see someone kind of rising to that occasion here.
Yeah, these folks, I think, really can be uplifting and can be really powerful spokespeople for a city. And many in the city, of course, love Drew Brees in New Orleans and love J.J. Watt in Houston, and people obviously react positively to them. It'll be interesting to see exactly what he ends up doing with the money, because I think he thought this was going to be rather small, and he was going to do a direct donations, pick up supplies, and actually drop them off in a truck, because that's a very J.J. Watt thing to do.
So you need a big truck.
Now that you have $5 million, he's going to have to recruit some disaster prep and disaster recovery experts to help him distribute this. But the good thing about J.J. Watt is his reputation is so good that
right.
People are not worried about his stewardship of this money at all, because he really is a good person. There was a hilarious exchange in the comments on the crowdfunding site of one woman who said, Who is this J.J. Watt anyway? I'm just curious. And how do we know what he's going to do with this money? And a woman...
Boy, I bet she was met with a response. Mary Catherine's piece is great. You got to go read it at thefederalist.com. This is Kevin McCullough. Hi, Kevin McCullough. Would it be nice to have some extra cash, maybe by consolidating your home equity with your first mortgage and saving monthly on the bill that you're paying? With Mike and Brian in Intercontinental Capital Group, you can. Give them a call at 800-300-8919. In addition, with home values rising, Mike and Brian want to let you know that you can eliminate your PMI, private mortgage insurance, and they're there to help. 800-300-8919 is their number, so give them a call. That's Intercontinental Capital Group. Licensed mortgage banker, equal housing lender, NMLS 60134.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Oh, I had my joints all ached. My sciatic nerve was really bad. Like 10 hours, my eyes were so tired and heavy and almost burning. And then when I woke up in the morning, there was this nagging pain. I mean, it hurt to open them. And just in a week, like, I don't have the nagging pain anymore. My joints stopped hurting, and I'm in wood season. I'm lugging wood right now, and I'm not hurting. So that's, like, amazing for me. I'm usually really suffering. It's pretty effective. And so now, like I said, my husband and I are both taking it, and he even said his joints aren't aching as much, and he's feeling better.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code THEMISSION.
Blue Star medicated ointment works fast to relieve the pain and itch of almost any skin irritation.
It's amazing. It's like as soon as you put it on, you can feel it working.
We've had Blue Star in the family for years. It works on everything.
I love the cooling sensation on my athlete's foot.
What a relief for my eczema.
Nothing worked on my dry, cracked skin until I tried Blue Star.
Blue Star is great for scalp itch.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast, or your money back.
What could you do with an extra $500, $1,000, or even $1,500 per month? How would that change things for you? Would you take a vacation, pay off some bills, or just feel a bit more secure about your retirement? What if I told you there may be a way to make your dreams a reality? I'm talking about trading and investing in the market. And the best part is, you can do all of this from your laptop or smartphone. Sound interesting? Call my friends at Online Trading Academy at 844-760-TRADE. They want to send you a Wall Street Insider's Kit so you can see what this is all about. The kit includes videos, investing articles, and even one of their most popular classes. And the best part? It's all for free. They will even throw in 2 free tickets to their next workshop so you can ask questions and learn more. Learn to make money when the market goes up or down. Call my friends at Online Trading Academy at 844-760-TRADE. Call 844-760-TRADE. 844-760-TRADE or text the word TRADE to 57682. Message and data rates for texting may apply.
Honor, tradition, strength, pride. Representing the United States Military Academy, a new class of Black Knights will find out what it's like to wear the black and gold.
Touchdown, Army!
Go Army!
This is Rich DeMarco. Tune in this Friday at 5:30 for the season opener as the Black Knights take on the Fordham Rams on New York's home for Army football. AM 570 WMCA.
It's happening in New York or across the globe. Learn why it matters first on Kevin McCullough Radio.
All right, Kevin McCullough still encouraging you to keep the people of Hurricane Harvey's destructive path in your prayers. It's something that we cannot encourage enough. A lot of people suffering. Death toll is up to 20. And, of course, Harvey is still over land. There's still a lot of new area that's getting a lot of rain today. In Louisiana, it's moving up into Mississippi, and there'll be other places. But how do natural disasters affect your money? This is an actual legitimate concern because things like gas refineries that had to stop pumping out the ability for people to fuel their cars and other things that were just from the direct impact of the hurricane lead to other issues when people's businesses and houses and homes and lives have been destroyed. So it's a very tenuous time, and that's why I'm asking David Fischer to join us today. Normally with us on Mondays, taking a look at the markets at the beginning of the week. But, David, it's good to have you today. Top of the hour today, President Trump announced his intent to really encourage Congress to get tax reform done. Give us the nuts and bolts of what you think is in his plan and your odds of whether or not he's going to get it passed.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on your program this afternoon. It was more of a political speech than an economic one. He was talking about jobs, creating jobs, prosperity, creating a tax break for the middle Americans, bringing back the $3 to $5 trillion that is overseas in companies held over there because of the high tax revenue that corporations face. And he really hit it straight on with Congress, said, quote, "Don't disappoint Americans. Let's get this done," end quote. And, but the numbers, he really didn't put a whole lot of numbers, except for the president did say, well, let's reduce the corporate tax rate from 35%, and he said, I'd like to get it down to 15%. In his actual proposal that he released, the number was 20%, Kevin. The problem's already coming out as the opposition saying, even from a nonpartisan committee called the Responsible Federal Budget, is saying this is probably going to add revenue or add to the deficit $3 to $7 trillion in loss of federal government revenue over the next decade, and it's probably unlikely it's going to create these promised job booms that the president is so adamant about. I want to give him all the credit. I think he's going in the right direction, but the opposition is already coming against independent.
Well, and I expect people that don't like it to say stuff like that, but the truth is Ronald Reagan and JFK did similar things, but one a Democrat, one a Republican, and history has shown that when you help businesses get government out of their way, that they generally do tend to create more jobs. So I'm hopeful that the theory will hold. Let's talk about the other big story today, David, because it has had an impact in our economy. The hurricane wiping out not just a lot of people's lives and livelihoods, but also impacting, I think it was 10 refineries that get gasoline to people all across America. How much of an economic impact will Hurricane Harvey end up wreaking on the economy?
Well, it is far-reaching, and the end of it is not known yet, Kevin. But it is causing gas prices to go up at the pump, yet the crude oil price is going down because there's not a huge surplus because we can't refine, or we can't get it out of the ground through our wells. They're shut down. So the wells are shut down, the refineries are shut down. That's going to cause short-term increase in gas. United Airlines, though, is projecting they're going to lose $265 million, and their hub is the largest tenant in Houston. So it's affecting them economically, which will affect the airline industry. It'll cost to travel a little bit more. Those things are going to go off on the consumer, unfortunately. It's going to cause more housing issues. It's just far-reaching in the economy.
It's going to be, some are saying, a decade in recovery for people, and it breaks our hearts. Listen, in the midst of all of this, so you got the president doing tax reform, you got Hurricane Harvey wreaking its havoc. Congress still has to get stuff done before the end of September. What do they have yet to get done?
Well, besides the obvious Hurricane Harvey and a budget that comes up at September 29th, the most crucial one is the debt ceiling. If they don't get that passed, we're going to have a shutdown of the government, possibly default, and maybe even a downgrade in our credit. Besides those two things, we have a health care deadline for children's health insurance program that relates to Obamacare. 8 million children will not have insurance if Congress doesn't act before the 29th. And in reference to Obamacare, around $10 billion was subsidized by our government to insurance companies last year. President Trump needs to make a stance on if he's going to continue government subsidies, and his Congress is going to get behind those and pass that. That all is happening with only 12 days after Congress comes back from their summer
Labor Day
vacation.
break. Yeah, wow, I can't even begin to think how they're going to try to cram all. I mean, they're going to have to work around the clock 24 hours a day just to get the basic stuff done. It's going to be interesting. So all of this impacts our investments and the money that we are working and hopefully being good stewards of. Talk to us about where the numbers are at, stocks, gold, silver, if we had begun in the first of the year investing in the markets?
Stocks are, the Dow is up 10.3%, silver is up 10% even, and gold is the leader at 13.8%. So I said we're going to have a big movement in gold towards the latter part of the year, and we're seeing it definitely pull away from the movement upward in stocks. An interesting note, Kevin, if we went back to 1999, when the Dow was at 10,829 and gold was at 253. Gold went up 417%. In the same time frame, the Dow went up 102% at 21,808. So gold moved up 4 times as much in the same bull market that the Dow did.
That's pretty incredible. Now, let me ask, does Harvey impact the kind of demand for gold? Do people begin to think about commodities a little more directly when natural disasters like this occur?
I have not seen that correlation in the past. It didn't happen with Katrina. Gold went up during those periods of time with Katrina and Sandy, but it was more the backdrop, the debt not being addressed, and that's really the biggest driving force. Adding more money that the government has to spend for a hurricane like Harvey and previous hurricanes, that puts the toll on the debt, and so that's the main driving force.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, that makes sense because the gold serves as kind of an anchor against that instability. Friends, here's what I'd love for you to do is get David's newsletter, his newest one titled "He Who Holds the Gold Makes All the Rules." You can request it at landmarkgold.com, or you can call them at 844-604-2575. David, of course, the CEO of Landmark Capital, and joins us to talk about the markets on a weekly basis. But again, the newsletter titled "He Who Holds the Gold Makes All the Rules," landmarkgold.com. You can get it online for free, or you can call 844-604-2575 and request it as well. He's also got other great things that I want you to educate yourself on, including what a bail-in is. You've heard us talk about it, but the coming bail-in is in its 6th edition. They'll make that available to you at no cost as well. 844-604-2575. David, thanks for joining us, and I know that you join me in saying we're continuing to pray for Harvey and the people that are there.
They're definitely in all of our prayers.
All right. It's Kevin McCullough coming right back. Some final thoughts. Don't go away. Hi, Kevin McCullough. Recently, just on vacation, we met up with my brother and sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law had never used the MyPillow, and she was saying, she just had a new baby, and she's needing to get good sleep, and so when Dad brought extra pillows over, he made sure he brought a MyPillow in that batch, and she used it. The next morning, saying to me, Kev, I can't believe I've never tried it. With all this time you've been talking about it, what a difference a single night's sleep made. Friends, it's just another example of person after person after person that the MyPillow has changed the sleeping pattern, sleeping lives, sleeping health of. And that's why I want you to try it. They are still offering 50% off everything on the MyPillow.com website when you use the promo code. So why don't you go there today, 800-506-2641, 1-800-506-2641. All of MyPillow products made in America, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Guaranteed you're going to get the best night's sleep of your life every single night. 800-506-2641, 800-506-2641, promo code AM570, The Mission, or 800-506-2641.
Join Isonia Wright at the Eddie Farm Annual Women's Conference in Sparrow Bush, New York, September 8th through the 10th. Experience encouraging workshops, fellowship, and times of worship. The theme is your God-given assignment, stepping out, stepping up, and stepping in. There's no challenge or issue that your Christian sisters haven't dealt with. Refresh your mind, spirit, and body. Reserve your 2-night stay, including 6 meals with rates as low as $185 for the Women's Conference. Reserve by calling 845-858-4300, 845-858-4300, or go to eddyfarm.com.
2 little tablets is all it takes to make your thin hair feel and look thicker and fuller. Guaranteed. Viviscal is the #1 drug-free hair growth supplement in the U.S., with 1 box being sold every minute globally. It's clinically researched to promote existing hair growth for men and women. And now a 90-day supply of Viviscal is being offered in your area risk-free, plus free shipping when you text the word GROW to 246810. Viviscal nourishes thinning hair from within. You'll love your hair growth results. guaranteed. Viviscal is so effective, it's recommended by top doctors. Here's Dr. John Laura.
As a dermatologist, I feel confident recommending Viviscal. It's backed by 25 years of research and multiple clinical studies that demonstrate Viviscal's effectiveness in promoting the growth of thicker, fuller hair.
Want to try Viviscal? Every listener that texts the word GROW to 246810 gets a 90-day risk-free supply with free shipping. Text GROW to 246810. That's GROW to 246810.
What you need to know when you need it. It's Kevin McCullough Radio.
Hey, I want you to put something on your calendar, friends. I'm glad you're here, by the way. Thank you for joining us each day as we talk about what's breaking news as it happens, what it means, why it matters. Coming up on the 21st of this month, Thursday the 21st, at 5 in the evening, so not during the earlier hour, but in the later hour that I'm on the air here in New York, at 5 p.m. on Thursday, September 21st, we're going to have a special live event for Kevin McCullough Radio at a place called Giordano d'Oro. Some people pronounce it Giordano d'Or, but it is at 5 Gold Street in Lower Manhattan. It's kind of tricky to get to, but it is so worth getting there because we'll do an hour of radio and we're going to have dinner together, and you will just absolutely love this food. So please pencil it in on your calendar right now. I know it's a little ways out, but pencil in September the 21st, 5 p.m., 5 Gold Street in Lower Manhattan, and come join us for some of the best Italian food you've ever had and a live broadcast. We're going to have some really cool guests. We may have some mayoral candidates. We may have some gubernatorial candidates. We may have a surprise celebrity or two. I want you to come and spend the afternoon with us. It'll be so much fun, and I hope that you'll make plans to do it. That's at 5 Gold Street, Lower Manhattan, Giordano d'Or, on September the 21st, and everyone that listens to Kevin McCullough Radio is invited to be with us that day. Now, a little bit earlier today, quite early this morning, I was up and I was putting stories on the social media, as I am wont to do, things that bother me, things that I have an opinion about, and I noticed a trend in some of the stories today. There are a number of stories, multiple, maybe a half dozen or more, in which there are groups of people that are blaming Hurricane Harvey on something. For instance, in the Federalist, Bree Payton, someone who joins us at the microphone regularly, wrote a piece about how the media is trying to blame Hurricane Harvey on President Trump because he pulled out of the Paris climate accord. So I don't even know how they're making that direct correlation. Are they saying that there's a God and that God judged Donald Trump and therefore is punishing America because he didn't like Donald Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris agreements? I'm not that way. I think that would be far too much of an admission on the media's part that there's a God. I think that would actually be a big rationale as to why they weren't saying that it was God. So maybe it was the professor from Tampa, Florida, that was a little closer. There's a story out today about this University of Tampa professor because he said that God allowed, no, he didn't say God. He said Hurricane Harvey occurred in South Texas as karma because Texans voted for the president. And because evidently, in this professor's mind, karma doesn't like people that voted for the president, that karma then created the hurricane. Now, that professor's been fired. I'm kind of okay with that. Anybody that has that kind of silly thinking probably doesn't have any business teaching kids to begin with. But, friends, it is a question that a lot of people will ask. And here's the bottom line. The rain pours on the just and the unjust. It is God that sees to it that occurs. That's truth you can bank on. I'm Kevin McCullough. We'll see you next time.